Why is epiphyseal fusion crucial for determining human age? Imagine trying to figure out how old someone was just by looking at their bones. It might sound tricky, but in forensic anthropology, scientists have a special trick up their sleeves. They look at a process called epiphyseal fusion. This process is like a biological clock that helps estimate a person's age, especially when the person is still growing. Bones grow in length at specific areas called growth plates or epiphyses. These are made of cartilage during childhood and adolescence. As a person matures, the cartilage gradually turns into bone in a process called ossification. When the cartilage is completely replaced by bone and the epiphysis fuses with the main part of the bone, that's called epiphyseal fusion. Once this fusion happens, the bone stops growing in length. Different bones in the body fuse at different times, and this order is quite predictable. For example, the upper arm bone, called the humerus, usually fuses earlier than the wrist bones. By checking which epiphyses are still separate, partially fused, or fully fused, anthropologists can estimate how old someone was when they died. This method works best for people between 10 and 25 years old because most fusion occurs during these years. It's important to remember that sex plays a role. Females tend to experience epiphyseal fusion earlier than males. Also, different populations may show slight variations in the timing of fusion. Factors like nutrition and health can influence how quickly bones mature. So, anthropologists need to use reference charts that match the population they are studying to get accurate estimates. In practice, forensic anthropologists examine the skeleton carefully. They note the state of fusion at multiple sites and compare their observations with published data. For example, if the shoulder's upper arm bone is still unfused, the person is probably under 20. If the wrist bones are just fusing, the age might be around 14 to 20. This process helps narrow down the age range of unidentified remains. Epiphyseal fusion isn't the only way to estimate age. It works alongside dental development and the length of long bones. Teeth can give very precise age estimates but are not always available. Bone length can also help, but it becomes less useful in late adolescence when growth slows. Epiphyseal fusion fills an important gap, especially when teeth are missing or bones are broken. From a biological and forensic point of view, knowing when bones fuse helps build a profile of the individual. It supports legal investigations, helps identify unknown remains, and adds to our knowledge of human growth and variation. It also shows how our bodies develop in different ways depending on genetics, environment, and health. So, in simple terms, epiphyseal fusion is a clear marker of how far along someone is in their growth process. Its predictable timing and sequence make it a practical tool for estimating age in forensic cases and studying human evolution. When anthropologists understand these patterns, they can piece together stories from bones that tell us about individual lives and human history.